by the power vested in me by the District of Columbia, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
In here?
Richard!
What you doing in bed with that woman?
I'm his wife.
That's no good here.
In 1967, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down all state laws banning interracial marriage as violations of the Equal Protection and Due Process clauses of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution in the landmark decision in Loving v. Virginia. Oh, you just watched was a trailer of the movie that was made in 2016 that commemorated that decision. However, a half a century later, apparently Virginia still asks couples their race when they're getting married in their marriage licenses using the same mechanism that prohibited interracial marriages since 1924. And to fill out the form falsely is a felony. So now 3 couples are suing. And this isn't exclusive to Virginia either. There are 7 other states that ask couples to identify their race before they can marry, according to the lawsuit. The other states include Connecticut, Delaware, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Minnesota. In New Hampshire, a court clerk fills out the information about a couple's race. Alabama has couples fill out a certificate that requires a statement of their race. The lawsuit also mentions. Now, first, I thought, just fill it out, right? Who cares? Oh my God. You guys are being silly liberals. You're complaining. And then I found out what the categories were. One of the couples suing the state, Brandon Churchill and Sophie Rogers, say that when they applied for a marriage license in Rockbridge, Virginia Circuit Court, they were given a list of approved races from which to choose according to the Times-Dispatch. That list included the following designations. And are you ready for this? Because they are insane. First of all, you have American. Don't know what kind of race that is. Aryan, we all know what kind of race that is. Blanc, I have no idea what that is. Hebrew, Islamic, Israelite, Jew, Mestizo, Mulatto, Nordic, Octoroon, Quadroon. Brace for impact on this one. Red, Teutonic, and White American, which apparently is different than American. Now, I didn't know what half of these were, so I took a look. And turns out Octoroon means 1/8 black. Like, just so you get a better understanding of what kind of race science they're working with over there in Virginia. Octoroon means 1/8 black. So that's the kind of like race science garbage that you have to engage with in order to get married in the state of Virginia. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Anyway. It also, weirdly specific distinctions between Hebrew, Israelite, and Jew. And Islamic is a race, which is funny when considering all the people who are always like, Islamophobia is just hating Islam as a religion and not a race, people. And there's, of course, another side to all of this. The suit cites former Census Bureau Director Kenneth Prewitt, who argues that our current racial categorization needs to evolve. He says he wants to stop discrimination, but he doesn't think that the categories that we currently have are nuanced enough. I wish we could get past the 5 races. It doesn't really capture the complexity of our democracy at all, he said. Now, of course, like he and many others are ultimately skeptical of an effort to move away from race altogether because of the deep racial strife in the history of the United States. These categories are going to be incredibly important, said Kevin Maylard, a law professor at Syracuse University who studies interracial marriages. So that is still something to consider, but this lawsuit is not seeking to get rid of race altogether, just these very weird and outdated racial categories in the state of Virginia if you want to get married. But yeah, I just wanted to know what you guys think about that. And also let me know what Blanc is as a racial category, because I could not figure that one out. I'm Hasan Piker, and this has been The Breakdown.